I sincerely like it. It is a underminement of my presidency, but others really don't get it to a point, to a T. Um, there is a little bit of frustration coming out of the Biden uh, political plan with infrastructure and everything else. It's now a whopping downtrot for that, but stimulus talks are still in the signing of the petition. Now you can hide the petition, but it's there and it's millions and millions of signees on that to the I to the RS. Uh, um, I appreciate your subliminal shots to try to get me off of the airwaves, which is sending something about something or another. But like I said before, it's totally up to your discretion to figure out what is what and what is not what. But either way, it's like a W for the niggercrats. Biden says Ukraine hasn't met NATO members' criteria. Like I said before, you want to negotiate with them. Say that had something to do with your election. I mean, in 2018, that is. But like I said, we're gonna play this old political game, but it's a newcomer in the race, man. And salute to the NBA for putting on a mega display in this pandemic, man. Because like I said, times are heightened to the highest roughness there could be. But like I said, Joe doesn't see none of that because I guess he's from a generation of civil rights and other situations. The nigga cracks aren't really worried about too many of your political political plans. That's a new word, political. I like that. I like that. I get that on the yeah. I need a political display party. Yeah, that's it. Because I need to keep a close eye on the campaign and how it's going, man. It's beautiful. It's just more or less Joe is trying to take this vaccine to another level, which I was trying to do, but the way he's doing it is that he wants other countries to pay him as the leading chief of it all. I was thinking the complete opposite. I was thinking more or less pay the other countries to insinuate these vaccinations, if that's what you was going. I mean, you know, like I said, if it's my idea, that's how I would do it. Because that way, I can ensure my future plans for vaccinations across the nations. It's bringing in a lot of how you say it, unexpected revenue. And is it taxable because, like I said, you're giving it out for free to the public? McConnell won't allow vote. Like I said, man, like I said, you had your turn, you had your years. I take nothing away from any of that, but there's a new aspect to dynamics and how we may want to agree upon doing things, man. That's it. That's all I want is agreed agreeances. It's beautiful. That's it. And like I said, if you can't get to that point, you will leave yourself in a, how you said, a tight squeeze that you want to get out of. And the more you tighten the squeeze, the harder it is to get out of. If that's where you're going. I mean, it's looking at things, people are trying to get out of space now. It's that frustrating. McConnell won't allow vote on Biden's SCOTUS nominee. Like I said, he's already nominating judges already. So what's next? Like I said, you got an uphill battle. Like I said, it doesn't seem like it got any better from the battling between Republicans and Democrats. That's why the new party is what you need. It's what you need. And like I said before, I'm willing to wait to find out how unpopular you think that the party can be. It's like I said, I wanted to go over the G7 meeting and all and persuade the people in my way, but you didn't take something from the people. Now you got multiple different variants of vaccines, and they saying don't mix the two, but I'm thinking you might as well want to get as many as you possibly can, seeing as though other countries don't have the needed supply, and you automatically, systematically said that those, I guess, they got one can take the mask off. I beg to differ, man. Like I said, it's still in the clinical trials of the process. They say that people were catching this and that. We gotta see. Rockton. And like I said, there's so many attached to it from the basis of a come up. And I'm thinking more or less this is a sustainability situation for not only myself, but for millions and millions of humans on Earth. So to play around with it and say that you want the other countries to pay you to get the vaccines, nah, you pay them to take the vaccines. That way, you don't have to pay them anything else. You gotta use your sensibility in politics here. The odds are definitely against you losing 600. I'm sorry, six. The number them jumped. It's 6 million now people, and that's only in a matter of 6 months. You losing a million people in a matter of 6 months, man. I mean 5 to 6 months at least. They say NBC News said 2 doses of vaccine highly effective. Like I said, man, I'm trying to get as many as the people who are willing to take, because it's free. Remember? Supermarket. Cashier dead, retired. Deputy injured in shooting near the Cobb Mall. Like I said, man, supply the people with these stimuluses, man. They waiting on that credit, and that's only for the little ones. You gotta supply everyone, man. Everyone, in order to sustain your economy back again. Because you still gonna have to PPP loan them. You still got to do all of this stuff that came with the CARES Act. You trying to avoid that and get back to, I guess, I don't know, whatever it could be, but it seems to be a disaster, seeing as though, you got a, what do you call it, the power plant just blew up. It just blew up. Boom. We got alleged fires, but like I said, don't burn the place down because of frustration. You have to go through the same process as everyone else, rich or poor. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You might as well pay people to take the joints like you've been doing out here. You said you want to give them guns, you want to give them free trucks, you want to give them donuts and coffees and things of that nature. Give it to the other countries for free, because they are watching you, whether you believe it or not. And salute to the niggercratic politicians out there, man. All right, it's beautiful, man. McConnell Yeah, he won't allow the vote. That chemical blast from the power plant. Like I said, I was send free supplies across the world, making myself even more of a president, if that's what you want to call it. At this point, I'm thinking it's undermining my presidency. I need to rearrange that. There got to be something. Yeah, it got to be something a little greater than that. At this point, a tropical depression in the Gulf of Mexico next week. Like I said, I can't predict the future of a depression hurricane that's hitting the tropics. But if you would have called it that, then so be it, America. That's coming from NOLA.com. California reopening concerns on variants, vaccine skeptics. Listen, man, at this point, you can take it or not take it. Those that have more should take more if it's available. Like I said, you want to get rid of this thing, you have to go at it as much as possible until you can, I guess, eliminate it for good. A third dose of coronavirus vaccine may help protect. This was 2 hours ago. NBC has that news. Unimmune compromised patients. Small studies examined. Like I said, you studied this, I guess, to the point where you just let it. I guess I don't know what you're doing with it, but to me, I would definitely supply those other countries at this point because they're seeing the catastrophicness taking here in America, and that only going to lead to a future catastrophicness because someone has to take care of that. Now, I would in my political position, but some are taking my ideas and I don't know what they're doing with them, but it's just not the way I would approach it, and that's understandable. I have no ingratitude towards humanity. It is going to be what it is going to be, whether I associate my ideas or not. Garland meets news executives over leaked probe tactics. Like I said, I'm not leaking any information that's not on the web. You gotta do is type in what you want to look for. Type in what's new, what's old, and what's available. And as of right now, there's so much information available. It shouldn't be a problem, but it is. And with that being said, let's try to fix the problems before we can say that the pandemic is over. With that being said, peace. I gotta go.